Module 2, we're going to talk about developing a topic more in depth. I hope you're ready for this. This looks brief, but the Module 2, we're moving you up to finding two different resources, a government document and something from social media. I'm not going to have that in this video. It'll actually be down there. So, what is it about? Identifying and developing a topic. You're going to have a video there. Make sure you look at it. Also, in addition to the video, we have it's called a thing link, and it goes to something I'd like you to review, making rubrics work for you. We've talked about rubrics. I'm telling you, this is one of the most important things for you to learn, and it has a very direct connection to your research. If you have somebody who wants you to find 2 scholarly articles, 3 this, they want you to have 6 resources, they want you to use APA format, and this is how they're grading the APA format, because sometimes they may ask for different things, because APA is one thing, but sometimes a professor may ask for you to single space something that's commonly double spaced, and just some other little issues. So when you're constructing your research and understanding what you're putting into your assignment, I need you to know what the rubric demands of you. It's really important, and that's why I keep talking about it. The next thing you will be going through, you will be looking at a quiz on what? Rubrics. Then you're going to look at narrowing down your topic. It's huge. It's COVID-19. How are you going to bring it down? So let's look at these pieces. Who? A specific group. What? Some issues that may be in regard to it. Where? Different places, geographic identifiers. You could do something on COVID-19 in Washington. It has to do with poverty. How are people who live in single households with multiple families going to be able to deal with COVID-19? Do you see what I did? Big, small, geographic, what and who. And that's what I want you to really look at your topic. It may or may not be there yet, but look at it. And these also are how you find your search terms and also how you identify what sort of resources you want to use. Like, I want to use an education database or a science one or different things like that. And we'll be talking more about that as we go along. As you'll see, we'll kind of layer and repeat some things, and some concepts have meaning not just for your topic, but also evaluating information. Now, I want you to look over this. This talks about background information. Like when we're looking, like you're like, hey, this isn't specifically about my topic. Well, you also need to have really big things about your topic. Wikipedia is great for that. Sometimes Google is good for that. Britannica is. Here, I'm going to show you different ways to use Google. So it's about 13 minutes long, but I put this one together. I'll try to get rid of that repeat, but this is Google. I want you to know how to get to Google News. Google Advanced, you're going to use for your assignment. Google Scholar, I use every week. Every week. It's fantastic. On Wikipedia, you know about it. And you know what? It's actually better than some people want you to think. But if your rubric says, or your assignment says no Wikipedia, find Britannica Academic. That's what we have for you, and it'll provide you some of the similar information, and it's vetted and it has a great editorial board. So make sure you look at that video. This is my overview. Look at these things. Look at your research question. These are some examples of different types of research questions and how they narrowed down COVID to singing to wind instruments during the pandemic. This is going to talk about the inflammatory syndrome in children, MISC. This link is kind of old. Just this week, so many things are coming out about this. You might want to look at that. And you may look at Washington people, kids of a certain age, kids going back to school, kids staying at home. You can take all these little pieces, your little rubrics, and keep twisting them around till you find the best question, so you can find the best keywords to find the best research. Do you see how this fits together? Okay, so from there, you're going to have to do this thing. I have the PDF. The PDF is as it appears. Nothing is slipping around, and it looks more attractive than this. As usual, if I don't have a file that you would prefer to have, reach out to me, because I can make more different types of files, no problem. Now, this image shows you how you should name it. I want you to redo your thesis question and upgrade it based on what's going on. Keywords, 3 new ones. This is going to bring you up to 6, not the ones you used last week. 3 new ones you might have used finding this type of research. You're going to find a government document. Very specifically, it's going to be something that has a .gov in it. These are government sites. They can be federal, city, state. And I think different versions you'll find internationally as well. You're going to write 2 sentences about it that are very articulate and kind of describes what it's about. Then I want you to do a social media search. You know you're on there all the time, but have you ever thought I could use it for research? Yes, you can, my friend. And the citation for this is very, very specific. So let's look at the citations. The citation part, I'm actually going to go in on the piece I'm pulling together on how to do this research. I'm not going to go APA on you, but you know, I want to, because you know I like to talk about APA 7th edition all the time. So this is the overview. This is what you have ahead of you. I would think 2 to 3 hours this week should get you through. So as always, if you run across a roadblock, that's what happens in research. Reach out to me, your librarian and your instructor, and let's fix that roadblock, because sometimes it's an opportunity. And I will tell you, usually it's something like just a bad keyword. That's why every week we're working on these keywords, because they're that important to your research here, where you're going, and when you get your doctorate and you're working in that dissertation, you will think back at me and go, yes, keywords and rubrics, rubrics, rubrics.